Welcome back. You're going to be glad you stayed. Grueling, exhausting, sometimes blinding. No, not U.S. politics, though it comes close. We're talking about climbing Mount Everest. That feat was completed recently by CBS News political contributor Terry Sullivan, who joins me now. Good life decision to do this?
Terrible life decision.
Why?
Would not recommend it for anyone.
And you are fit.
Take up fly fishing.
Right. You're fit. You tell my audience what you do when you're not trying to climb Mount Everest.
I climb mountains, and then during the pandemic, I bought a pair of running shoes. And I never ran unless I heard sirens past in my life. And then the first race I signed up for after I bought my pair of running shoes was a 50-mile race in Utah.
Okay.
And so
not 5 mile.
No, 50.
50. Okay.
Yeah. And so the shortest race I've ever done now is 50K, so 31 miles.
Got it.
But yeah, I've done a 100-mile race in Colorado.
So you're fit.
Yeah.
Now this gets you to Everest.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
You know what? It wasn't so much about the fitness, and it wasn't even the mental toughness of the climbing. I love climbing. I've done plenty of big mountains, Denali, Kilimanjaro, plenty of other big mountains. It's the sitting around, the time you have to think. I was on that mountain for over 45 days, and I only climbed 15 of them. Because you acclimate. You spend so much time waiting for the right window, getting up high, then coming back down, resting, recovering, because your body's not meant to be at that altitude. Right. Even base camp is 3,500 feet taller than the tallest mountain in the continental United States.
Wow.
And so
how does that affect your body?
Just, it's entire, I've never been less fit than I am right now after climbing Everest. Because it just starves your body. You lose weight. All the weight you lose is muscle.
So it's really depleting experience.
Yeah, I got an upper respiratory infection while I was there, food poisoning. The base camp is basically this petri dish, and it sounds like it's a tuberculosis colony when you just walk past people's tents and everyone's just coughing to death. And so it's really a war of attrition and not some sort of physical feat where it's just, hey, I can train for this.
Terry, was there a euphoric moment for you at any part of this?
Yeah, I mean, when I got back down.
Okay.
The awful part about this exercise is 80% of the deaths are after people have summited.
Really?
Yeah. It's exhaustion. And you get so much adrenaline, and you're only halfway when you get to the top. And
you gotta come all the way back.
Come all the way back down.
You got to do it safely with total focus
and quickly, because your body shouldn't be at that way. So you're going as slow as you, it's slow and fast at the same time as you can up. And then once you're there from at Camp 4, which is the highest camp at 26,000 feet, it was 10 hours from there to the summit, 4 hours back down to Camp 4, took an hour rest, and then went all the way back down to 21,000 feet for one night, and then all the way back down to base camp the next morning. So within 30 hours of standing on top of Everest, I was back at base camp and hopped a helicopter later that day to fly out. So you get out quick.
It's a real simple, basic question. When you're making the ascent and coming back down, this is a stupid question. Is there a path of any kind? Is there some place that you see?
Yeah, you're roped up.
That you know where you're going and how to proceed?
100%. You are roped up at all times on the mountain. It's just because it's glacier travel, and there's plenty of crevasses, which are just big holes in the ground that are often covered by snow that you don't see. And there's high exposure. It's very steep at angles. So you're always clipped in to a rope. But there's not, I wouldn't say a path. Plenty of times there's nothing. It's fresh snow and there's nothing there other than the rope. And you kind of dig up the rope as you go if it snowed recently.
Do you pause to look around and sort of behold this natural?
And that was something my daughter gave me really good advice, which is don't forget to have fun, which was pretty hard to remind myself on a lot of these days. It's tough to do because a lot of times you're just thinking of survival, and especially on the summit ridge, it's the most beautiful thing. It's not, I've been on top of a lot of big mountains. It's not at all like that. It's like looking out the window of a plane, only 360. Right. But we had 50-mile-an-hour winds. It was dark when we hit the south summit, and the sun was just starting to come up. And you're just and you literally are, it's as awful as it is, stepping across some people who've passed, some bodies, right there. And so your mind is
like... There's a heaviness there too.
Yeah, it was
a
really...
lightness and a heaviness.
It's like, and you start to question why did I take this risk? What did I need to do this for? Is this the responsible decision? So you don't get to take in the majestic views as much as you'd like. But there are definitely moments that you do, and then you get a good gust of wind. You're like, oh dear God, hurry up. And so that's it. It's, get up there quick and then turn around and get down. Yeah.
Net, are you glad you did it?
Um, I don't regret anything in life. I think that's a good way to have it. And I learned from everything. It was a different experience than the things I took away. But I went into it for the reason because I think we should take risks in life and do hard in our personal lives, professional lives. I believe in that ethos. And I think pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone makes us better people. And so it achieved that. So I don't know if I would.
Okay, we certainly wouldn't do it again.
I don't know if I would. That's what I'm saying. I might.
Okay.
I might.
Okay.
If my daughter's watching, absolutely not. Never do anything like this again.
And the SEC attention, Major Garrett, CBS News, Terry Sullivan. Thank you very much.